So, hello. For standard viewers of my channel, this is going to be extremely weird. I just wanted to give it a try because it's 4:27 at night and I can't sleep. So, I'm gonna try to make a 5-10 minute long ASMR video. Make it like, I'm not gonna do like mouth sounds or any of that weird shit or like it's not weird. And like the whole concept of ASMR is entirely weird to people that haven't like listened to it before. Like I thought it was weird when I heard about it, and then I tried it when I tried watching videos when I couldn't sleep one night, and it works like a charm, right? Now there are what I would say unconventional video ideas, so but a lot of the standard ASMR is like mouth sounds, microphone tapping, experimenting with like triggers and everything. Now, I'm not doing any of that shit. I'm just whispering into a microphone. And but there are people that do it with like cosplay. I usually watch Emma's MySpace. Her channel's really entertaining, really good. It keeps me engaged when I want to be engaged with ASMR, but most of the time I'm just trying to fall asleep. She's got quite a personality on her too, and I really like ASMR artists with personality. I like Pierre. Is it Pierre G or just Pierre? He does French, various language ASMRs, and I would do that if I was like more proficient or confident in the languages I speak. But I'm just gonna be talking about random things I find weird, or maybe not weird, but random language facts about European languages. So I'm gonna start with, I think it's really interesting that Greek has definite and indefinite articles and Russian doesn't. Old Church Slavonic, I don't know if Old Church Slavonic had, yeah, I don't know if Old Church Slavonic had any, definite, definite articles, but Russian doesn't, but the writing system is really closely related to Greek, and Greek has definite and indefinite articles. Latin is the same way. This is another thing. I don't know if Etruscan had definite or indefinite articles, but Latin does not have definite articles. It's a lot of case languages have definite articles. So, like Old English has definite articles, but it also has cases, which have been abandoned. But yeah, so like Dosti haveth, the haveth, that ending part of the thorn sound, the hard th sound. That's I guess that would be the case of the declension in that case. But yeah, English does not have cases anymore. There are various like loan words from French. These aren't cases, but gendered words like blonde, where you drop the e at the end, or you're supposed to. A lot of people don't. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, English is a weird mixing pot of languages. Hungarian is the only Central European Ugric language. The other ones are like in the Uralic Mountains, so like is it Pemic or something like that, and then Semiyad or something like that, near the mountains. But then there's like Sami Suomi. Suomi's Finnish, and then Estonian. So Hungarian's kind of like isolated from all those languages. I want to talk about like niche things, but also like more broader things, so I can convey like in-depth information, but also like surface level stuff that regular viewers might not know. And Poland, I don't know if it qualifies as an Eastern Germanic language, but there's a Germanic language, a very small one, called Vimisaurus, and it's a Germanic language, but it's very unique in a lot of ways, and it's very heavily influenced by like Polish orthography and spelling and everything. So that's really cool. Oh, what else? What else? Yeah, I've been looking into like Vimisaurus and Old Prussian a lot. I'm not trying to like learn these languages. I'm just trying to like learn a little bit about them. And you know, they're both really interesting. The languages in that area are really, really unique in a lot of ways. I think they say it about Latvian and Lithuanian, but it could just be one. But I guess Latvian and Lithuanian are really good retainers for like Proto-Indo-European reconstructions because of what they've retained over time. Even though Latvian and Lithuanian, I think they're Proto-Indo, or not Proto, they are, they're Balto-Slavic languages, but they're definitely Baltic, right? Polish is a very unusual story. There are people out there that think Polish would be better suited with a like a Slavic writing system, Cyrillic writing. I don't agree because I mean they've already got everything figured out, and Slavic and like there are some things in Polish that are hard to convey with a Slavic orthography, and I've seen some like proposed like Polish Cyrillic alphabet. It's really cool stuff. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, one, it would be kind of feckless because it's easier to teach English speakers Polish if there's a Latin alphabet. One of the smart things that Turkey did, or excuse me, Turkey. One of the smart things Turkey did, after the Ottoman Empire fell was they switched to a Latin-based alphabet, and that's really smart for Westernizing. And if you want to be closer to the Western, the Western powers, because it makes your language more accessible. I guess, thinking about it in historical context, because of the Levant being in the hands of the French, like with Hatay and everything, Turkey would have had to be smart with their diplomatic relations towards like France, instead of being closely related with the Arab sphere, and think it is Venesta or something along those lines, but has also a Latin-based word. Obviously, it's a Romance language, but um, yeah, Western Germanic languages have that very unique R sound. The like um, German, Italian, or not German, Italian, German, French, Danish to an extent. Danish has a really weird R sound. German, French, those two, they share that like sound. The other like a lot of other languages, English has it too, with certain dialects where they pronounce the R as R. So like I'm going to the bar, I'm going to the tavern. So that tap, like Italian has that, Spanish has rolled R. Greeks, I think theirs is called an aspirated R. I can't do that. The Polish and Czech languages, they have so Gregorowska, Gregorewska. It's hard to do it and whisper it at the same time, especially because it doesn't exist in English. So it's hard to like enunciate that sound. But yeah, it's a really unusual thing to hear as an English speaker. In Czech, that sound is R with it's got the it's got an accent over. I can't remember what the accent's called, but it's like a U over but in Polish it's I think the word is diacritic. It's represented with a diacritic R and Z. But if that's not the word, it's a diphthong. It's R and Z next to each other. So you do see that in like Regorszewska and things like that. But the Greek word ro, I can't really do the aspirated like Greek R sound. But yeah, that's the R and H next to each other is supposed to represent that aspiration. Greek also has two letters for O, whereas Russian Cyrillic base only has one O, but has two pronunciations. You can do a yo. That letter yo can also be seen as like an O sound, but it's not exactly what I mean. It's also not represented the same. It's also not part of the alphabet. I don't think it's part of the alphabet anymore, but yeah, but Greek has two letters. There's omega and omicron. I'm not a Greek expert or anything. I can just read Greek letters, and you know, I think I know how to pronounce most of them. So yeah, I just think Greek's really interesting. I think a lot of the alphabets are very interesting, and comparing them is also interesting. Hebrew actually has some similarities with Russian and like Arabic and things like that. Like the letter sh and that same sound in Hebrew, and it's a s in Arabic, but that like letter shape exists in a lot of the languages. I think that's really cool. Greek is actually the oddball out because sigma is represented as like an O. It's like an O with a tail, and then of course at the end of words it's like a C with a tail at the bottom. But a lot of Greek letters do that, like sita, and yeah, I think it's not, no, it's not, yeah, sita, lowercase sita. Yeah, they have that. There's like, it's drawn out and it's got the tail at the bottom. It might be phi or he that also like follows something because Egyptian is one of those really interesting topics, and old Egyptian, you know, it's something very rarely glanced over and very rarely covered, but it's very interesting. But yeah, that's all the things I guess I want to talk about for this time